So today we're going to go through the process of getting cast car vinyl onto a vehicle. We're going to show you the method of cleaning the surface, the hinge method, the application, and the squeegeeing or the pressure that you put on to wipe it on, and then the peeling off of the tape, and that's it. So let's get started. So to start, we got to clean the surface. We use 50% water, 50% isopropyl alcohol. You can get that at a drugstore or grocery store, and you just put it in a little squirt bottle. You don't want to use Windex. You don't want to use anything that has any cleaners in it. I am using paper towels, and those are not considered a lint-free towel. So if you do use these, you need to wipe it off with a lint-free material. Here's my t-shirt to get the lint off. Step 2, we're going to place this and we're going to tape it using our hinge method. I like to hinge to the bottom. That way, otherwise you're going to be lifting it up and then you got to be working up here. Otherwise it's down here and you can work up. You only want to make the tape a little less wide than your workpiece. Otherwise it won't open. I'm just eyeballing this. You mostly want to make it level with the ground. If something requires a measurement, do that. Okay, so what happens with the hinge method, this hinges down. We're going to pull the backing off and then we're going to wipe it up. You want to make sure that any dust on your backing didn't come off on the surface here. You're going to slowly peel away at an angle. And if for some reason you get little chaff that comes off from the vinyl, you got to peel that off. So right here, my period on my .com did not come off, so that will not stick. If those little pieces start coming off, you got to have a really, really sharp pair of tweezers. Something that you get at like Walgreens or something probably won't work unless they're really, really sharp. So after you've inspected that this doesn't have any backing stuck to any letters, give this one last little wipe. And this is a chip in the glass, so I'm not going to worry about that. And you're going to bring this up, and you want this to be rolling away. You can't have any wrinkles in it. You got to keep this taut, and it has to be rolling on there. So you just work back and forth with your fingers to get it established. It's a little monkey maneuver here. It's not about getting it on quick. It's about getting a lot of pressure over a very small space and getting all those little bubbles out. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking this plastic squeegee, and you can also just use a shirt and just push really hard and just work from the middle and work out. And the final step is to peel this off, and you want to pull this at an angle at a slow speed. If you get carried away and you start to pull it really quick, or you get really excited here at the last part, you'll pull these last couple letters off. So pull at an angle. Voila. So again, this is the reason why I don't use soap, I don't use application fluid, because this method, putting it on dry, getting the surface very clean, you're pushing all the bubbles out when you're using your hand and you're slowly getting it out. You're really smearing it on, and any little bubbles are popping out as they're coming. But when you put the application film on, you're taking a bubble of fluid and you're trapping it under adhesive. And you either have to pop them out, they have to come out in the sun. And I tried doing it actually on this vehicle several years ago in the back, and it all came off. So I don't use fluid. There are a lot of other videos out there that you can check that are equally as effective as what I'm doing here. This is what I find successful. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks a lot. Okay, so now that we know the hinge method, now we're going to try something with 3 colors. This graphic has 3 colors. You can do this with really any quantity, and that depends on the art piece that you're using. So now we have a 3-color, and the difference between a 1-color and a multicolor is we put these registration marks on the graphic, and you saw how we're going to put this onto the spot. And this graphic has a 3-color logo here and then all this text here. So this we're just going to eyeball, but this we want to get in one spot, and then these registration marks that we cut completely flush are going to be where we line up the panel up here, the panel down here, and then there's another white panel and another white panel. So, okay, so these are the squares that we're going to be putting on here. So this is the whole graphic as it is. There's the square, 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 square. These are the reference points of the registration marks that we built into the graphic. And I'm just going to show you how to, when you get these, you're going to have these and you need to cut these square because this is what is going to line it up. So I'm just going to take a straight edge ruler and I'm going to mark them right on that top edge, and I'm going to hold this down and I'm going to make a cut with a really sharp knife. Just a nice gentle cut there, and then these pieces don't matter, so we can just cut this at an angle, cut this at an angle. So now when we hang this up or we do our hinge, these reference points will be exactly on that spot where that square is. Same thing up here. And we're going to do the hinge method. And we like to hinge from the bottom, so we're going to put the tape down here so that we can roll this down. Otherwise you're holding it up and you can't use it from the top. So here, you hold this here, Bob. Okay, there's our first color. Now, the next colors really don't matter unless they're overlapping, so just be conscious if you're putting like a white background or, I don't know, you're putting like a white background and a red letter on top. The white would obviously need to go first and then the red letter, but all of these are separated or they'll be butting up to things, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. Okay, so this next piece, so again, the reason we use these registration marks is where you can square up exactly on the bottom of these, and this should line up perfectly in where the graphic's going to be.
I'm sorry, that is awesome.
Okay, so now all we got to do are peel these little registration marks off. If you're going on somebody's car or your car, be really careful. If you need to use, like just the tip of the rubber squeegee, in fact, I guess we'll just do that. You just slowly peel this off. This doesn't have any registration marks because this is just going next. This is outlining. Boom. So there you have it. Multicolor, as long as you have those registration marks, you can literally do as many colors as you want. It will start to layer on the registration marks if things are touching, but it's as simple as that. Thank you for watching.